So we just finished 10 weeks of DDP Yoga, and this is my diary and review of week 10. Hey everyone, it's Jeff, and I have been feeling fantastic this week. Week 10 has been wonderful for me. That's right, we have 10 weeks under my belt. That's fantastic. That's awesome. And I have to say, this is the best I've felt during the entire program. I honestly don't know what to tell you that I can attribute it to. All else I can tell you is that it feels fantastic and I am loving every minute of it. For instance, BTB, the workout. I had one of those this week. Sometimes I'm swearing at DDP to tell him to shut the H up because, I didn't want to do it. I did it, but I would do it. But this week, I was like, yeah, come on, more. I'm progressing over that hump with the exercises, and it's feeling pretty damn good. I'm not there yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, exercise king or anything, but I'm doing a lot better than I was. I used to use blocks for some of the stretchy parts, like runner's lunge and then go up into a stretch. That I don't even use blocks for anymore. It hurts like hell when I do it, but I don't care. I'm doing it. Another thing that's been progressed, I used to have a pain right in here. I don't know, I think it was a combination of sleeping on it wrong during the night, just being out of shape. And I couldn't do exercises where my head, and it still hurts a little bit right now, I can feel it right in here. But if I go like this, I can feel it right in here still. But before, I couldn't even lift my arm up like this. And this started a couple weeks ago. So what I would do is I'd lift it up as far as I could, and the other one I'd, put all the way back. And eventually I worked it there. I also changed my sleeping habit, and if I felt I was sleeping on this side, I would switch to the other side. And that seemed to help a lot, because I would sleep on my side a lot. On this side, I guess, would pull? I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that if I couldn't do this. And any other part of the workout I could do, except for this. That was not good for RHC or BTB because there's a lot of these and squats. I can't remember what they call them. And then you're lying on your back and you gotta lift your hands and your legs up at the same time. I just couldn't do it with this one arm. I mean, I did the exercise just without this one arm involved in it. Now I'm incorporating this arm back into it and it's feeling better. So that's awesome. I wanted to talk to you guys this week about what DDP said to us in the beginning of week 11. If you are at the same week as I am right now, and you just watched the DDP week 11 video, his little motivation videos you're supposed to watch every week, he hit on something that I hit on in the beginning of my videos back like the second or third week maybe. That is the little things, the little milestones that should keep you going. And this is something I've lost sight of. And we all shouldn't. We should all really think about these on a daily basis. What I'm talking about is, for instance, I believe in my second or first or even third video, I talked about my flexibility and how I was able to tie my shoes without, having issue. I mean, and now it's like an afterthought. Like, yeah, if I can't tie my shoes, I'm going to be like, what the hell? But it's true. You got to think about the range and flexibility you're getting. For instance, my shoulder, which I just talked about, and how that's becoming better. I never knew that my shoulder was an issue before I started doing DDP Yoga because I was never using it. I feel like this is getting better, and it's because of the workouts. And, of course, it's not just because of the workouts. It's because I know that it was a problem because of the workouts, and I'm able to take corrective action as well, as far as not sleeping on it, as far as not lifting too much with it. I kind of favor this arm during the day. I try to give it a rest. And then when I do my workouts, I try to push it as far as I can. Without it, tearing anything, hopefully. But, I do it to a pain level that I can manage. And each time that I do those exercises now, I can go a little bit further and a little bit further. And I'm getting more mobility back in this without pain and it's a great thing. Those are these little milestones that we got to think to ourselves about. And what he was talking about is the little things, like he called them non-scalable victories. I personally would call them mini milestones, but hey, whichever works for things, right? But anyway, he's talking about the flexibility, how much stronger you feel, how much better your clothes are fitting, or maybe you're reducing your size of clothes, or you got an extra notch on that belt. You know, those little things that can give you the confidence to keep on doing this. And we should all think about these things every week and every day that we're doing this program, because these are the things that are going to help us get through it when we're having our tough days, because we're all going to have them. Even the most seasoned people who are doing them now are going to have those days like, oh man, I really don't want to do it, you know, for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. The point is, you got to turn your mindset around with these little victories, and they're going to help you do that. I mean, it's not going to be, you're going to be thinking, oh yeah, but I got an extra belt notch down, or I got more flexibility. You're going to be fine with that. But it's going to push you that little further to say, hey, you're right, I shouldn't skip this workout, or I shouldn't have that Oreo, or I shouldn't have that Dairy Queen Blizzard, or whatever. You know? Speaking of Dairy Queen Blizzards, I did not have one this week. I could have. Like I said in the beginning, I was tempted by a lot of things. I went to Dairy Queen twice. I had brownies stuffed in my face. I had Oreos stuffed in my face. And I beat them all. I did, however, think to myself, when I lose 50 pounds, I'm going to have a medium blizzard, and that's it. As a treat to myself, maybe. We'll see. I may even change that to something less drastic than a blizzard. But man, those blizzards are good, aren't they? Now, I'm not here to talk about blizzards and how good they taste, but I will tell you that even DDP will say, make it your own. If you want to treat yourself, do it. I mean, I'm not saying doing this every week, and I'm not saying doing this every 10 pounds, but what I am saying is set a milestone, like a mini milestone, like I have at 50 pounds for me. I mean, for you it could be different, and treat yourself something nice. Maybe it's not a blizzard. Maybe it's something with cheese in it, because you love cheese and you've stopped eating dairy, which I may actually switch that to, because, hey, cheese isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's, you know, better, and it's a treat. So, but my point is, you don't have to do this and just think, ugh, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Nah, man. DDP will even say in his book, you have to cut these things out until you get down to where you're at and start reintroducing them slowly, okay? You don't want to have these things all the time. It's okay to have these things. It is. You just can't have them all the time. And I feel that if I can lose 50 pounds, which should be in 2 or 3 more weeks, that I should treat myself with one medium-sized blizzard. It's almost 700 calories. That's a lot of calories in one sitting, okay? So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to eat light at dinner. Maybe I'll just have vegetables for dinner or something. I don't know. But my point is, don't be afraid to have these things once in a while. I mean, don't make it every week. Don't make it even every month. But make a milestone. If you're overweight like me and you really need to lose that weight, don't make it all bad. Okay? Don't make it, I gotta have Brussels sprouts for the next 10 friggin' weeks. No, you don't. You can find the healthy stuff that you like and incorporate that in. And once in a while, like every, 40 pounds even, give yourself a treat, man. Work towards that milestone. Think about those little milestones along the way. Like I can now touch my toes while bending over. I've never been able to do that since freaking I was 25. And actually, when I was 25, I really wasn't that flexible. So I don't even know if I could have done it then. But still, I'm doing it now. And it makes me happy. Keep those mini milestones in the back of your head, okay? They're going to help you push through. At least they do for me. Now, let's talk about my wins and fails for this week. I have a big win, I think, for me this week, and it's not a personal win. It's a win that made me feel good, but it's not something that I did for myself. It's something I did for someone else. And I introduced my ex. I introduced the mother of my child to DDP Yoga and have been trying to keep her honest on it, because we all need that little push once in a while. We all need that help. And even though her and I have our differences and we're not together anymore, I still want to see her be healthy with her life. And she's inquired about it, she's asked about it, and she's shown interest in it. Now, typically, when she does these kind of things, it's like she does it for a week and then she stops them and she goes on. She's that type of person. But I feel if I help keep her honest, she may continue to do it. And I want to do this not for her, but for my son too, because she's she's 5'10" and 250 pounds. I mean, or at least she was when she started last week. She may be less now. She's done well. I mean, she hasn't done great, but I'm not there to keep her honest all the time, and she has a hard time keeping herself honest, and that's something I'm working on her with. But my win is that I got her interested in this program. I got her into it, and I'm helping her. I'm helping someone out, and you can do the same too. I mean, don't just like find someone off the street. Hey, you want to do this program with me? No. Make sure they're interested. Make sure they want to lose weight. Make sure that they want to do something like this first. And then say, hey, I got something you might want to be interested in. And you know what? It'll make you feel good. It made me feel good. Even though we have our differences and I sometimes feel like she's the devil, I do generally want to help her. And I do want to see her do well in this. Now, that being said, let's talk about my fail for this week. I wanted to do 6 workouts this week and I only did 5. I had 2 scheduled for Saturday, and I did only 1. Not that I didn't try, and I'm not going to make excuses, and I have a reason, and I'm not saying it's a good one, but my son had a karate tournament on Saturday. We went up early in the morning, we didn't get back till late in the afternoon. I was tuckered when I got home. Could I have done one of those workouts when I got home? Yes, I did not. But I did one of them at night. So it wasn't a complete loss, wasn't a complete fail, but I did pretty well this week, and I'm pretty happy with myself this week, so it was kind of hard for me to find a fail this week, and I think that fits in with the mindset you got to keep on doing. You got to do and not try. And sometimes, hey, we fail. And it's okay to fail. You just got to pick yourself back up and keep on moving it and keep on owning it. So there is no YouTuber of the week this week. I just got caught up with things this week and didn't have time to search through the interwebs for people that we should really be checking out or should be supporting, and that's okay. We'll return this segment next week, and that's it. Oh, and let's not forget about my weight this week. I am down another 4 pounds this week. So that's the icing on top of the cake, as they say. That's it for this week. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, share. Check out my social media links in the description below. And as always, keep on owning it. We'll see you next week.